Hi, I was just wondering if you've ever needed to make any changes. Sorry, two questions. If you ever needed to make any changes to the CCAN, and also if you guys have had a look at the Drupal kind of version of the CCAN, which is the DCAN.
Make changes to CCAN as in the govCMS CCAN module, or have to do anything with CCAN to make it work? I
mean, like, because you're calling an API on the CCAN side, like if you needed to change it to get more stuff or anything? Or?
No, I'm not sure if I understood your question.
Sorry, I was wondering, like, if the CCAN APIs return all the data and information that you need to do what you need to do, or do you need to contribute some more code for them to do that? Or
I know, well, the API is perfectly fine. What they provide us is everything we need to build the visualizations. And we did look at the CCAN. I think it's a Drupal distribution from memory.
DCAN.
Oh, DCAN, sorry. But this module, it was born as part of the SOE project. So we couldn't actually use another completely separate Drupal distribution because we are on govCMS. So we needed something that is pretty lightweight and that can actually solve our problem in that particular space. So that's why we went with a custom solution.
And full disclaimer, I was the lead over at data.gov.au when this project started. So we looked a number of times at CCAN versus DCAN. And CCAN just has a larger support base around the world. DCAN's quite popular over in the States, but it's just not really been taken up anywhere else. Whereas certainly at the federal government level, most of my colleagues in other countries are running CCAN. So CCAN was a more logical choice for us because of the just the level of support out there amongst the community. Yeah, I think the APIs are very close, I think.
Thanks. I've got a question. That's really cool. I was just wondering, how are you processing the data? Are you processing it before the page gets rendered and then giving it to the front end? And in that case, how do you handle big data sets? Or do you kind of make the call once you've got the page rendered with just the minimum stuff?
We are grabbing the data in PHP, both the fields and the records, and we are passing the data into JavaScript using Drupal settings. Now, the problem with big data is obviously a problem. We haven't actually solved it. On the SOE website, we have some pretty heavy pages where we've got heaps of graphs and with heaps of data. It's something that we'll have to solve in the future, I guess, but at the moment we're still looking for...
a 60 or 80,000 line CSV data set will, it may load.
Yeah, it will handle like a big chunk of data, but being client side, you don't want to be downloading like...
Eventually expose the data as an endpoint instead of like rendering it and then...
you could as well, yeah.
Cool,
yeah.
Thanks.
If it's a fully paged big data set, are you doing the paging in the background, or are you getting the full data set and then handing it all through to the front end?
At the moment, we are grabbing the full data set and handling to the front end. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Getting your Fitbit steps up.
Hi, I'm just wondering if you know of anyone in New Zealand who's doing this kind of stuff.
Data or visualization side?
Using the data.gov New Zealand.
So I'm out of the loop in the open data stuff now. I did do an awful lot of work with the open data team in LINS, as was. They're now in Stats New Zealand. I know that they've got, I think, financial recognition now for the work that they've been doing, and they've got a good funding source. So we're really keen to see this data consumption and this data consumption for digital data consumption is something that I think is really important, and I think they probably share the same sort of goal. It's just trying to find the mechanisms to do it. This is one of the motivators. If your data is well formatted, it can be displayed in a chart. if your data's well formatted, people can then use it in Python or whatever. So there's a real benefit just beyond having the charts on your website.
Thanks.
Do you have any tips for kicking the tires on this and running up a local dev environment? I've tried it a couple of times, and getting CCAN running on a local laptop is non-trivial. I noticed that you were doing a VM at one stage. I don't know whether that was your team or before that. There was a virtual machine instance that was trying to make setting up CCAN on govCMS easier. What's the state of play at the moment? If I wanted to run, kick the tires today, where should I start?
Install the modules and point them towards one of the CCAN data portals. So DataGov.au is good because it's got all the bits enabled and the data sets are really easy to find.
So start off by using an existing CCAN.
Use an
instead of trying
existing
to sort that out
CCAN
yourself.
instead of trying to fire it, because building a
Okay.
CCAN portal yourself,
That's the bit. that
I
hurts.
know, it's not easy. It's
Okay, thanks.
even harder running one for a whole country. I used to have lots of hair.
All right, cool. That's all we've got time for. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.